Okay, how a man feels about you based on where he takes you on a first date. If that man is asking you to go on a coffee date, he's suggesting a coffee date, there are one of three things that could be happening. Number one, he's a recovering alcoholic. Number two, he's broke, like really broke. Number three, he just got out of a relationship. He's not over her. He's telling himself that he needs to go back to dating, but doesn't really want to commit himself to dating. He's not really ready for a girlfriend. And so he's just kind of like, I guess I'll just like go on coffee dates and like see what she's like. But he's not over his ex. If he asks you for a lunch date or suggests a lunch date, he's unemployed. Who has time to go to lunch during the workday? If he's suggesting going on a walk as a date, he hates you. He hates all women, actually. And he wants to waste your time. If he's asking you out for just drinks, so just drinks, no dinner, he thinks you're hot. He's probably talking to a bunch of other girls, just so you know. He's not super serious about settling down, but he thinks you're hot, and he's hoping that, you get a couple drinks in you, and maybe you'll go home with him. Is there a probability that he's asking you out for just drinks, and then if the date goes well, he asks you out for dinner? Maybe, but why wouldn't he just ask you out for dinner if he was interested in you in the first place? And then if he asks you out for dinner, that man is probably a little boring. That man is traditional. But ultimately, like, he's looking for a girlfriend, and he is into you enough to take you out for a nice dinner. So doesn't mean he's not talking to anyone else, doesn't mean he's not taking a bunch of other girls to dinner, but it is expensive to take a bunch of girls to dinner every single week. So he's somewhat serious about you. And then if he asks you to go on a hike, especially if you live in Colorado, I know this is very common. I don't know. Like, I would never go on a wilderness adventure with a stranger as our first date, but I know people in Colorado do it, and I know people in other outdoorsy places do it, so I'm not trying to upset anyone, but I personally would not feel safe doing that, and that's all.
Man alive. Did you lose years? I have to, let me just include my apology to the audience for that one. Man alive. I think I've taken years off your life and mine by playing that. First of all, do you see how crazy? Let's just talk about how crazy a woman's mind is first. We are nuts. The overanalyzing and the figuring out and when they say like guys are simple compared to women, it's just, they don't mean simple. They mean sane. This meandering in and out and hypothesizing and analyzing. And I mean, no wonder women are just unhealthy, riddled with autoimmune issues. Like, it's imagine a mind like this going every day trying to figure out. And they will do this, by the way, guys, before we get into the meat of the matter. Women will do that about a photo on Instagram that you've liked. I have had female friends call me. This is not a joke. I have had female friends call me and say, I don't know what to do. What is it? What happened? This guy I liked a photo of another girl. Oh, is it? Have you gone out with him? Well, no. Okay. Yes. So he liked the photo, and then I saw all the way down in the comments that he put like some word, I don't even know. And then if you go to her page, you can see, if you scroll down to her 40-second post from the top, you really have to count. So go to it. You'll see that he's there, and he had written like great spot to travel. And then I clicked on that, and then I went back. I mean, this happens. They're like detectives, Inspector Gadget. And they get twisted, and they draw conclusions that aren't really true, and then they get and that's just for a guy they just met, right? I mean, they'll tell you what, that guy's best friend's sister's niece made for dinner last Thanksgiving, because they had to get to the photo to figure out if that guy had a date that night that he took with him. It's wild what goes on. So this gives you some insight. Women's minds are a hot mess. Crazy, just over analytical with stuff like this. You're just nuts. So she goes through all of this stuff. First of all, honey, if he goes on a coffee date, it just means that have you thought about the fact that all of these options just mean he's testing you? He wants to know if you're a quality woman, right? He wants to know by the coffee. I mean, this is so dumb. Coffee date means he's broke. No, honey. It means he just doesn't want to spend money on someone who doesn't give a lick about him. A lunch date means he's unemployed. She's like, who has time to go out for a lunch date? A CEO, honey. Someone who's their own boss. We live in a world where everyone works remotely. So the whole world, actually, everyone, right? Worth a lick. You know what I mean? Like, come on. And let's face it, all of the guys who couldn't afford, let's say, you know, you're working hard, you got a 9 to 5, you can't leave the desk or whatever it may be, that she would X those guys out. Right? She's looking for the CEO or you're looking for guys who have the time to go out for a lunch date because they're making money and they've got assistants and all that. What are you talking about? A walk means he hates you. No, honey, it means he wants to figure out if you're a maniac, which you clearly are, by talking to you on a walk without a whole bunch of distraction and not shelling out cash for a maniac. Drinks, just means if a guy asks you for drinks, guys, don't do that, by the way. Don't ask for drinks. The reason is that, the only time that guys really ask you for drinks, I think, is when they're looking for a piece of action, but they don't really, that's what they're there for, right? And why would they do that? Because the girl's given those vibes. She's given those, I'm not really here for anything but, the little hoo-ha, at the end of the day. So, but don't do that. Don't take her for drinks because you'll get anywhere with a girl on a date like that. And I guess the only reason you would be doing it would get a piece, but don't do that either. That's bad. And then dinner, this is the best part. She says dinner means that he's boring. What other option is there? You went through the coffee, the lunch, the walk, the drinks, the dinner. Now dinner is boring. What should it be? Should it be an airplane ride to a castle in the sky, honey? What should the date be? So just guys, listen. What is the message? What is the moral here? You can't win. If you do the coffee, the lunch, the walk, the drinks, you're out. And then if you do the dinner, you're boring. So you know what? Stop trying to please these women. Stop trying to please these women. Do what you want to do. What feels right for you, and let the chips fall where they may. Because no matter what you do, she's going to find something wrong with it. This one, a prize, mind you, even if you're traditional and you go the traditional route of a big, nice dinner, she's now pegged you as boring. So you know what the best thing you could do is just do what you want to do. Also, by the way, girls, the hike, too, is bad, right? She acts like you go into a hike in the wilderness where nobody is. When people go for hikes on dates, they go for hikes where there's like people. There's stuff going on. No one's going to be like, let's go for a hike in the middle of a deserted campfire located. You want to come? Unless you're a psycho, no one's going to do that. But notice how even the hike was, it's a miracle this one's still single. I can't figure out why can you?